Welcome back to America Right Now. I'm Tom Basili. Stopping the drones. Officials now reporting on the immense surge of cartels using drones to get people and drugs across the border. So why can't our law enforcement and border officials stop them? Joining us now in studio, our border correspondent, Jaeson Jones. Jaeson, thank you for being here. You do such tremendous work for us, and it's good to have you in 3 dimensions. I usually see you on the TV. Look, you've been following this for a while, and you and I have discussed this. Why can't we just shoot these things down? Because this is becoming a big problem, a high-tech problem along the southern border.
Tom, first, it's always good to be with you, buddy. Thanks for having me. And it's a great question, but I think Americans, this is part of the problem we're having at the border, right? Let's really look at the scope of the technology that the cartels, the alien smuggling organizations, and the Halcon network that really have operational control on that southwest border. You know, the drones are just a part of the technology that they leverage. Never mind the two-way handheld encrypted radios communicating back to Central in Mexico, which is the cartel's hub that moves commodities through in and out of our border as at will as they want. So it's just another layer, but the scope of the problem has become so bad now. Even as of last week, when we were down in Eagle Pass with Lieutenant Chris Olivetis, he and I were sitting here just like you and I are, we're having a discussion, and we look up, and a drone had crossed from the Mexico side to the U.S., and it was just monitoring us, not 50 feet from us. We even got it on video as he and I were talking. So I got to tell you, it's just part of the technology of what these cartels are doing and how advanced they've really become.
But let me ask you, you're sitting there with Chris, okay? Yep. Why can't you shoot it down? We know these things are coming from across the border. We know that they are controlled and owned by a criminal enterprise that is trafficking people and killing Americans with drugs. Why can't we just take these things out?
It's well said, but at the end of the day, when you discharge a firearm, you've got to be able to articulate the use of deadly force. The other part of that is that outdated laws from the FAA is a real part of this. You know, a lot of people are not aware that if a drone comes down as a result of a law enforcement action, that's considered a crash. So it's just part of the problem. But when you look at the scope of it, it's unbelievable. I mean, Tom, you had
talking hundreds of these things, right?
Oh, we had over 24,000 drone detections by just Border Patrol alone last year in just the Rio Grande Valley. Over 10,000 incursions. Now, that's one of 9 sectors. So, you know, you hear the term operational control, but you have to understand the multiple layers that the cartels and the Halcon network have. So I have to tell you, we are so far behind in being offensive. Everything we're doing on the border is defensive. We've got to go offensive against these cartels and get very, very aggressive.
They're using our own laws against us, our own bureaucracy against us. Texas just passed $9 billion for Operation Lone Star. I've just got about a minute left with you, sir. Where's that money going to go? How's that money going to be deployed to help this problem?
Over 12,000 Texas National Guardsmen have been deployed for the last 2.5 years. You've got every single asset within the Texas Department of Public Safety also being deployed down there. It is going to help fight crime at our border. You know, we always talk about it through the lens of immigration. People would be stunned of the thousands of pursuits, bailouts, and to stop these smugglers who are absolutely brutal on these migrants. You know, that's a real story that's not told. So
that's the part of the humanitarian crisis.
It really is. You know, look, I was just down there with Terrell County Sheriff Thad Cleveland, and we pulled a dead body out after 13 had crossed, and the smugglers wouldn't let them call 911. So 6 are dead now, and we pulled 1 of 6, and that was just one incident. So that, I mean, I got to tell you, Tom, so how many of these are occurring on that border every single day? But Americans don't get to see it, and that's why we go down there and we really try to show it.
Well, and you do, and we appreciate that so much. And you've brought so much of this crisis right into people's living rooms, and they now know, because of the work that you've done and work that our folks here at Newsmax have done, that the border doesn't stay at the border. It comes to your backyard, folks. Jaeson Jones, stay safe, my friend.
Great to be with you.
Good to be with you.